Okay, let's talk energy, you guys. Let's talk about energy, how to get more energized, why you feel energized, why you feel like you slump, how to feel on top of your game through the day, and some tips. I want to share some tips for you to maximize your productivity and just feel like on fire throughout the day. Um, I'm just gonna wait a few minutes for people to join, but I know it's Friday. It's been a long week. I have definitely had a crazy long week, and my body has been doing some weird things this week. If you guys have been following my story, you know that I've been having a really bad time of the month right now, and I don't know what's going on. I even got hives from this, from all the bloating, and if you watch my story, you know what happened. Basically, my clothes were really tight, and they caused me to get hives because I was feeling so, like, bloated. But basically, this has been a weird week. My body's been doing weird things, and I'm very glad the week is over. But I truly believe everything happens for a reason. So usually I have found that when my body does weird things like this, it means that I am sort of up leveling and transforming into like the next level version of me, which is exciting. And I think it's manifested mentally, but it sometimes manifests physically as well. The first time this happened, like I just had a really bad time of the month and my body was acting very funny like this. It was because I was leaving my corporate job, I was starting my business, and it was the first time I'd made like a very big investment in myself, in a mentor, a coach to guide me through that transition and basically set up and create my dream life. And so this time, something similar happened again. I made a very big investment in a mentor and myself, personal growth and development stuff, and then my body tends to react accordingly sometimes. And I see it as like shedding a layer and transforming into the next level version of me. So, but anyway, I see a couple people have joined the live stream. I might get started on today's topic. Just reading the comments. Mini Life Bites said, my favorite blogger, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. She also asked, what do you think is the best way to invest in yourself? I think it depends on what your goals are. I think everybody should be investing in terms of mental stuff, like personal growth, personal development, and then of course body stuff if you need help with that. But for me, like I know how to transform my body, and that's why I'm focusing now on more personal growth, career, business, development stuff. But if you ask any of my clients, I think everything is related, and a lot of the coaching that I do that's body related is very related to outside of your life as well, and it all just intertwines, right? So I don't think you can transform your body without changing other areas of your life too, because then the results won't last, right? You change your body, but you don't change how you see yourself, and then that's when you sabotage or rebound and pull yourself back down to the old you, basically. But that's a little bit of a digression. I'm going to start talking about what I jumped on here to talk about, which is energy. So someone sent me a question in the DM today, which is energy. Like, how do you get more energy? How do you stay energized through the day? How do you avoid that afternoon slump? And especially if you're somebody who tends to come home at the end of the day just feeling exhausted and run down, and like it's Friday today, if you feel just like burnt out from the week, or if like around that 2-3 p.m. time you tend to like slump and crash, like you should definitely listen to this, because I have definitely been there. Like I definitely feel you. I understand what it feels like to just feel so like blah, unenergetic. I worked in a corporate job that I did not like and felt like that every single day when I came back from work, and especially around 3-4 p.m. like afternoon productivity, but my afternoon productivity was totally shot. So obviously I've kind of turned that around as I run my own business, and it's a question I get asked pretty frequently often, actually. Like, how do you stay so energized? How do you have the energy to run a business, work with your clients, obviously take care of my body and self-care and all that, as well as, just maintain friendships and all that. And it's not easy. It's definitely hard, but I want to share some tips with you that have really helped me. Basically just feel more on top of my game, feel more energized, and really, like, for you, it's going to help you get your dream body, because you can't really be working out, you can't be on top of your fitness and nutrition game and really achieve that dream body that you want if you are in this state where you feel like blah, unenergized, unmotivated, just tired all the time, right? It's just not how you're going to get the body you want, right? And I know that you guys are probably expecting me to give you a bunch of tactics, like you should eat this food, or you should eat that food, or you should avoid this and that, and That's not really what I'm here to do. I mean, yes, food and nutrition is part of your overall energetic state, and it's one reason that when people start flexible dieting, when they start tracking macros and understanding a little bit more about nutrition, you tend to naturally find that you get more energy. Like a lot of women that I work with find that they're eating a lot of carbs, and carbs are definitely necessary for your body to function. But if you eat too many, it's very easy to feel sluggish, and a lot of women tend to undereat on protein. Which can also make you feel a little bit sluggish if you're not getting enough protein. So enough protein and moderate carbohydrates, enough fats, like just making sure your overall nutrition is in check is really going to help you with energy, of course. And that's actually what my new program is going to be teaching you about. I know a lot of you girls are eagerly awaiting this. It's almost ready. I'm just finishing up a lot of the stuff on the back end with the website and stuff, and then I will have more details to share with you. But it's basically going to be a month by month membership type program where you can learn everything you need to know about flexible dieting, nutrition, training, basically how to eat and train to get the dream body of your dreams. The dream body of your dreams. But you know what I mean, right? To look good naked, to feel amazing, to feel strong, to feel confident and energized. But flexible dieting aside, like yes, nutrition is very important for energy. Like that is the core, and I can't give you an exact detailed guide on what you should eat without knowing you, and obviously, right? But what I'm here to say today is a little bit different. It's not exactly the nutrition, training, all that stuff. Like that's important for energy, but really, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the mental stuff around energy. And my view on energy is a little bit different than a lot of other people's. I see it more from a sort of power spiritual standpoint. And when you think about energy, you first have to think about like what is energy? Right? What is energy? And I don't necessarily, this is not like a religious talk or anything. I'm not a very religious person. But I really see energy as power. I see energy as this like universal power source that like flows through the universe, whether you want to call that God or not God or whatever you want to call it. There is some sort of energetic force in the universe that I call energy, okay? And it's basically this unlimited source of source energy. And it's just the same energy that has literally built empires, the Roman Empire. It runs through every single one of us today. It's just this powerful, flowing, like, energy that, right? It's this power source, okay? And to get energy in your life, you basically have to plug in to this power source. And some activities in your life plug you in. So think about an activity where you just feel so like in the zone, you feel so like immersed and fully focusing and concentrating on this one activity. For me, this happens when I cook. Like when I'm cooking, I just get so into it, you know? Or maybe when I'm listening to really good music, or when I'm hanging out with my friends and we're all laughing together, or when I'm with my boyfriend, or actually work. Like my work right now 100% gives me this like full immersive concentrated like experience where it's like you could be doing something really, really hard, but it just feels effortless because you're so like focused, right? And that state is called flow. Some of you guys might have heard this in other people talking about this, but it's basically this flow state where you're, I call it plugged in to energy. And so certain things in your life give you this energy. And for everybody, it's going to be different. Everybody has unique skills. Everybody has unique talents and abilities that enable them to connect this energy, right? If you're maybe a stay-at-home mom, like your power source and what gives you life and meaning is to take care of your kids and helping, right? Helping other people and supporting and managing a family. Or maybe if you are a somebody who runs a company, your power source is management, and that's your unique skill that gives you energy and makes you feel alive, okay? So when we're talking about energy, that's sort of my view on it. And some things in your life give you energy. Other things in your life drain your energy, right? And the things that drain your energy it really could be anything. It could be people, situations, it could be certain clothes that are really tight and uncomfortable. That's going to drain your energy all day because you just feel so blah, right? Other things are like obviously a job that you hate that's going to drain the energy and suck the life out of you. Not working out. So working out is one thing that gives you energy and makes you feel awesome. Not working out and sitting out on the couch all day, that's going to turn you off and make you unenergized. So it's very important for all of us to identify the things that give us energy and the things that drain our energy. And most people, if you're coming back home from work, exhausted, run down, if you're slumping during the day, it means that you're doing more things in your day that are pulling you down than lifting you up. It means that it means that your day is not balanced. Okay? And if you want to get more energized, you need to be setting the first step is to identify these two lists. Like, what are the things that give you energy and just make you feel so in flow and awesome? What are the things that drain your energy and make you feel kind of crappy, are not fun? They're not even like things that you need to necessarily, sometimes you need to do these things just to get by, but other times a lot of people, it can be stuff that's just not necessary to do, and you're doing it anyway. Like, obsessing about things, worrying about things, like things that generally drain your energy. So make these two lists, and then figure out, like, on this list of things that drain your energy, what can you outsource, what can you cut, what can you delegate, okay? For me, that is, or what can you manage and very, very incrementally budget your time around. For me, that's stuff like house cleaning. Like, I hate house cleaning. Like, I just hate it. I hate it so much. So I try not to let it drain all my energy. I try and limit my time that I do it. I set very sharp boundaries around it, like only do it during certain times on the weekends, and specifically set those times. Other things that drain my energy are honestly social media. Like, obviously I'm here, I love you guys, I love social media, but it can drain my energy. Like, it can mentally, basically bombard me with little blips that take away from my own thoughts, because I'm always consuming, and it drains me a little bit. So I have to set ruthless boundaries around my social media time. One of the things that I recently did that honestly dramatically changed my life was I stopped checking social media first thing in the morning. I started reading a book instead in the first hour of the day, or right when I wake up. Instead of reaching for my Instagram app, I reach for the Kindle app and I read 10 pages of a book, and then I do something else for the first hour of my day, and so I limit my social media time. Obviously for me, I found a career that fulfilled me and didn't drain my energy as much, and I think that's another topic for another time. But if your career, if your job is something that's making you feel exhausted and run down, one thing I would ask you is, if you don't want to leave it, if you can't leave it, or whatever circumstances, are there ways you can, within your career, find things that give you energy and find things that don't give you energy? Like, for a lot of us, email is a big, big energy drain. Are there ways that you can compartmentalize your time better so that you're not being drained by emails, or maybe there are people at your office that you don't like? Like, can you set some boundaries around when you interact with them? And then focus most of your time on the parts of your job that you really do enjoy. Like, maybe you really do enjoy, I don't know, like giving presentations or meetings or being social with people. Like, can you maximize those times and really compartmentalize the things that are sucking you, right? Because if you don't do this, all these little things that you don't even realize are draining your energy, they're going to suck you dry. And then by the end of the day, you get to 10 p.m. and you have no energy left, right? And so maybe this means, when we talk about setting boundaries, it's a really big topic, but it basically means identifying what is draining your energy and setting ruthless boundaries around those things. So if there are certain friends that are draining your energy, and it's preventing you from really living your life to your fullest potential, you need to be setting some boundaries around those friendships. Maybe for me, one of the boundaries I had to set when I was leaving my corporate job and transitioning to fitness coaching was Friday nights. Like, I used to have such FOMO when I didn't go out on Friday nights and when I stayed in and worked on my business and all this stuff, but it was a boundary I had to set. Like, I knew if I did that, my energy would be totally drained and I wouldn't be able to do anything else. I wouldn't be able to be productive in anything else that I wanted to do. So that was a boundary that I just had to set and accept. And a lot of the times, we sometimes know that we need to set these boundaries, but we don't do them. And it can often be because of fear. Like, this resistance can come because of fear. Like, we're worried that what people will think if we set this boundary. Or you're worried if you say no to another thing at work, you're gonna be fired or whatever. But in reality, that's not true. Like, you know that if you set some boundaries on the stuff on your plate, you'll be able to do an even better job at the things that are on your plate, right? So a lot of the time, the boundaries come from fear that if we speak up, we won't be liked, or still not be good, it won't be good enough, fears of not being good enough, fears of not being liked, all this stuff. And there's a lot of different reasons why we don't set boundaries for the things that are draining us. But the first step that I want you guys to think of is recognize what is draining your energy and what gives you energy. Okay? And when I did this, it really just shifted my whole perspective. I realized that one of the things that really gives me energy is working out. And it's something that it gives most of us energy. A lot of us think that working out is something that drains our energy, but in reality, you feel awesome after you work out, right? And so what I had to do was I actually shifted my workouts to the morning.